All right, in today's video, we are going to be doing a full service on this Honda GX390. We're going to replace the air filter, spark plug, give it a nice oil change, and also the fuel filter. If you have one of these engines or some of the models below, they are fantastic, but they do require some maintenance. So if you have any questions or comments, you know what to do. Don't forget to like and follow. Do check out some of our links. They do help out the channel. So let's get right to it. All right, so let's take a look at the air filter. I already removed my foam. This is pretty old. I've owned this for quite some time, and yeah, the foam definitely, even though it's nice and clean, I don't abuse it. I keep it as clean as possible, but you know, it's pretty brittle already, so it's time to get, you know, the new filter. You have a little butterfly in the top, and this is the original filter. I've never changed it. Like I say, I don't, you know, I use this maybe twice a year, if anything. So this has got the paper element. So I'm just going to wipe down a little bit in there and replace, you know, the filter. All right, since we're going to be replacing the fuel filter and removing the tank, we have to remove the fuel. I am going to be using the bottom of the carburetor. We're also going to take out the cup, inspect it, make sure it's nice and clean in there, and drain out the fuel through here before we take the tank out, so it's a little bit easier. So I'll put the filter once I'm done, so I have a little bit of space to work. All right, so you have two bolts, one for the cup and one for the drain. So let's go ahead and drain all the fuel out first using your 10 millimeter. And depending how much fuel you have in the tank. Right now I turned off the fuel, that way we only do the carb. All right, so there was a little bit of black soot or something in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yep. All the way at the bottom there, there's a little bit. So I've actually haven't done this. So you want to go ahead and clean everything, make sure everything's good. Clean the seal. Yeah, there's an O-ring in there. I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it all the way in there. There's a little bit of black stuff still under there, so I'll make sure I clean that real good before I put it back in. Also make sure that your washers are in perfect condition on both of them. All right, so using the carburetor and the fuel cutoff, I'm going to open it up. We're going to remove the cap off the gas tank, and we're going to open the fuel line, and then it's going to drip and let the fuel come out. All right, if you look in the fuel tank, you can see a lot of sediment there at the bottom. There's the fuel filter. So once we remove the filter, we'll rinse out the best we possibly can. All right, so there's different ways of taking out the fuel, like I mentioned, through here. I'm going to pinch the fuel line since I have a lot of fuel and it's taking too long doing it this way. I'm going to remove the little fuel line going into the carburetor. It's on the bottom side, and then it's a little bit easier for me to also remove the tank. All right, so I pinched the fuel line so there's no fuel coming down, and then there's a little clip down there. All right, so we're going to remove that, take out the fuel line so it's a little bit easier to remove the fuel. All right, so using my needle nose, I'm going to remove the little clamp, pull it up. You might spill a little bit, so put a rag. So let's go ahead and now go ahead and empty out the tank this way. It's a little faster. right, so another trick is to put your little Phillips screwdriver in the gas line if you don't want to empty out the whole fuel. So we're going to use the fuel that's currently there to clean the tank, and then put the little clip on it, so that way you don't have to drain out and leave a little bit of fuel in there. And this is a little bit faster too. So another little idea that you could do. All right, so let's go ahead and put the carburetor cap back on. Make sure it lands perfectly in the middle, that everything is nice and clean. There we go. Now it's properly seated, and we're gonna go ahead and tighten down. I don't have the specs for that, but don't go crazy. It does have an O-ring, a little snug, and we're good. Same as the drain bolt. We're good there. All right, so once we're done with the carburetor, we're gonna go into the sediment filter. Same thing, using a 10mm socket. We're gonna remove it. All right. Let's see if it has, there's a little bit of stuff in there. I'll clean it out with some cleaner or just a rag. And I believe there's a little filter here also. Oh no. Also a little filter with the O-ring. So go ahead and clean it, put it all back. All right, let's see if I could get this done while filming. All right, so lined up in the little hole. Now we have to put the O-ring in there. Make sure it goes all the way in. And then we screw in the little sediment cap. And then we just tighten it snug. And we're good. All right, so in the back of the gas tank on the bottom, you have one 12mm here, and one here, and one on the other side. So using your extension, then you have another one right over here, but a little bit hard to get socket, so you're gonna need a opening wrench. All right, this is the one we just removed. You got one more right here. All right, your other one is right there. All right, the tank should come right out. I hope the screwdriver fits right through here. Still have gas in it, so we're going to use that gas to kind of clean out the whatever stuff is inside the tank. Okay, so it's all out. All right, so I went ahead and just shake it a little bit, get all that sediment stuff moving. I'm going to empty it out to the top. Also check it, clean it. Sometimes they get rusted. I like to put the WD-40 on the whole motor, even though I keep it indoors, just to make sure it doesn't get rusted. Let's go ahead and dump out whatever fuel is inside here. All right, so while it drains, let's go ahead and remove this little clip. All right, so make sure that the hose is good. It's not cracked anywhere. Good, all right. All right, so using your 12mm, let's go ahead and remove. It's very soft, it's got an O-ring. All right, so, I mean, it doesn't look bad. A couple little things there floating around, but other than that, it does come with an original O-ring. Make sure that you clean the area before putting the new one in. And this is the original part from Honda. And it looks like it doesn't have the O-ring. You have to take it out the old one, put it in the new one, which makes no sense to me. Why would you do that? But all right, make sure it's not cracked or anything like that. Yeah, check the package, doesn't come with it, but it should. All right, let's go ahead and put it on there. All right, make sure that the O-ring is seated properly in there. And this we're just gonna really soft, just enough for it to seal. Go ahead and put the hose back on along with the clamp. And that should do it. All right, so look at everything that was inside the tank. This is probably what comes in the fuel. All right, so let's go ahead and put the tank back in. Make sure you put the fuel line under the little metal bar there. Put the screws to your right in first. And then you come down, put the screws in by hand. All right, let's go ahead and clip on the fuel line, put it back into the carburetor, all the way down, and let's put the clip back in. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the spark plug. Very simple. Since we have the air filter cover out, it's a little bit easier. Do an inspection, make sure that everything is good there, and you don't have any lot of rust or anything like that. Using your socket wrench. All right, so this is the original one. This is a BPR6ES. All right, so the gap is between 0.7 and 0.8 millimeters. And we're gonna put the new one and torque it at 13 foot-pounds. All right, we're gonna install the new NGK. Always install it by hand. Make sure you don't mess up the thread. And we're going to torque it to 13 foot-pounds. Put the cap back on. Done. Let's go ahead and put the filter. You have a rubber seal right here. Make sure that it's not broken. It will go in the middle of this area. Make sure you don't pinch it. You don't want to have an air leak. Gotta wiggle it just a little bit. Then you line this up. Put your brand new filter. Butterfly. Make sure nothing's loose, because these things vibrate a lot. You're going to put your filter cover and your final piece. All right. All right, so time to do the oil change. For some reason, my drain plug doesn't line up perfectly, so it does make a little bit of a mess. Make sure you put a little drain pan under. And make sure you clean it real good, put it aside. All right, so once all the oil has been drained out, let's go ahead and clean it up and put the drain plug, and we're going to torque it 16.5 foot-pounds. And we'll torque it to 16.5 foot-pounds. Are we good? All right, so we're going to be using 10W30 Honda oil. It takes about 1.16 quarts. So normally what I do, I buy 2 of them, and then when I'm draining the oil, once everything is drained out, I put a little bit in there, let it clean out the crankcase, and once it's clean oil coming out, then I wait until everything is nice and dry, clean it, put the drain plug in, and now we're going to use a nice clean funnel. I'll put in 1 quart completely and see where it ends up. Don't throw these out. Normally what I do is I put the old oil in here and take it to my local auto parts and the recycle the oil. All right, let's just let it sit there for a minute and then we'll check it. Last time I did the oil change on this one, the oil reached the edge right there. So, all right, the way this works, you don't need to screw it in to check the oil. All you gotta do is put it in, pull it out, and if it's within that range, it should be good. And that's what the manual shows. So right here, we're in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in that other bit of oil. And yeah, we're right here. So right on the edge, so we're good. Always just hand tighten these. All right, so I hope this video helped you do the maintenance on your Honda GX. Now, one of the things that I always do is I use ethanol-free fuel. My generator, my lawnmower, and my pressure washer. I store it with fuel and never had an issue. As you saw, the carburetor, this machine's probably about 8 years old, and never had an issue with carburetor in any of my machines, but I've never used ethanol fuel. So in this case, sometimes I'll check the ethanol content of my fuel. And if you have to store it for a long period of time, you could always remove all the fuel from the tank and the carburetor, store it. Then when you're going to use it, put the fuel in it if you have no access to ethanol-free fuel. Normally what I do is I go get like 5 gallons of fuel. It lasts me months for my lawnmower, my pressure washer, and my generator. So with that said, guys, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Don't forget to like and follow. Do check out some of the links. They do help us out. I'll see you guys on the next project.